playing right field is Alex Burr. DHing at the 8 spot is Malachi Dills. Batting 9th and playing 2nd is Brady Clapper. And Maddox Pierce is on the mound. And with that being said, we're ready for the first pitch. First pitch from Maddox goes wide outside for ball 1.
You got pitcher versus pitcher in this matchup with Josh Coling leading off and pitching for the Skyhawks today.
So the count's 1-0 to Coling. So Maddox sets, delivers. Little bit high, ball 2.
And talking to Coach Dix, he said Maddox was scheduled to pitch on Thursday but had a track meet.
Yeah, we had the Badlands Conference meet up in Dickinson, so. And that's going to be just a bit high and outside for ball 3. So 3 straight balls thrown here by Maddox. Nighthawks' last home game is this coming Tuesday. That will also be senior night. Here comes the 3-0 pitch, and that's going to be high for ball 4. So Coling is going to make his way down to first base. Up next is going to be Eli Thompson. He's the catcher. He looks down the line to Coach Eric Lee. Boy, Coach Eric Lee he's been the head of this program for well over a decade now. Does a fine job up there. So Pierce now having to pitch from the stretch with Coling at first. So we're probably going to see him go. And there's going to be a laced shot, base hit out into left field by Eli Thompson. And that's going to advance Coling to second. So we got runners at first and second. That's going to bring up the 3 batter, Michael Fogerland. If you guys remember that name, Fogerland, his older brother Kanan was a heck of a baseball player and football player too.
Very much so.
I think you had to face off against him, didn't you?
A couple times,
when they were 9-man?
They were very, very stout.
They're going to bring in a courtesy runner for Thompson. That's number 23, Sam Angett. So he's going to be a courtesy runner for Thompson, so Thompson can start getting his gear on. And after all that's said and done, Fogerland steps in. Shortstop for the Skyhawks. Here comes the first pitch. And that's going to hit the corner. Strike 1. 0-1 now the count to Michael Fogerland.
Good pitch. How you want to start off in at bat ahead of the count. Low and away. Great spot.
So the 0-1 pitch on the way.
Exact.
Same spot.
Exact
0-2 now the count. So Maddox looks like he's starting to find his groove here.
0-2 count. Anything close you got to protect if you're Fogerland.
0-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be in the dirt for ball 1. So that's going to bring the count to 1-2 to Fogerland. Maddox had himself a sleepy alarm clock this morning, and that's going to be popped up, going out of play down the third base line, and that's going to keep the count 1-2. Ty Wilson playing third today. Of course, we did have to do some switching around. Gavin Daly will be out for a while with that broken nose. He usually catches.
In the first game on Thursday, Wilson took a ball in the sweet spot at catching.
Ooh.
So he didn't finish the first.
It's a 1-2 pitch, and they did a double steal, so Coling advances to third, and Angett advances to second.
Short pitch in the dirt, nothing really that Greff could do behind the plate there to block it, and they had a good jump.
So 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be outside for ball 3. I think Greff does a nice job of getting out in front of that one and scooping it up, and that's going to load up the count 3-2. 3-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to bounce in the dirt for ball 4. And that's going to load up the bases early for the Skyhawks, and that's going to bring up the cleanup hitter with bases loaded. And that's going to be Elliot Huntington. Well, you don't want to see the cleanup hitter come up with with the bases loaded.
And no outs, yeah.
And no outs, that's right.
Playing left field today for the Skyhawks is Huntington.
Field looks good today.
It does.
And that's going to be outside for ball 1. Ground crew did a great job today. We're glad he's back from college. He was out here working this morning at 9.
Saw Coach Dix and the whole family with the lights on out here last night.
1-0 pitch, and that's going to be fouled. Christopherson's going to walk it all the way to the fence, but that's going to be fouled back out of play. Count's going to go to 1-1.
We talked about it before. This egger line needs a lot of water.
A lot of water. They finally turned it on last night.
Yep. And they were out here dragging and watering, and looks great.
1-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be high and outside for ball 2. So the count's going to go to 2-1 against Huntington. Bases loaded 2-1. Make that 3-1 as that one sails a little bit high. Count goes to 3-1. So the count is 3-1 now. We're still at the top of the first. No outs. Bases loaded for Shiloh. 3-1 pitch is going to be laced out into left field. Can Perkins make a play? Yes, he can. They're going to tag up at third, and he's going to make it home safe. 1-0 Skyhawks. A sacrifice fly by Huntington. It's going to bring up the first out, but that's going to bring Coling across home plate. 1-0 Skyhawks. That's going to bring up the 5-hitter, Isaac Herringer, who is the center fielder. Runners at first and second. Anget didn't tag up and go to third.
Nope.
Probably a good idea.
Yep.
One down here. 1-0 Skyhawks, top of 1 out. And here comes the pitch inside for ball 1. Herringer is the center fielder for the Skyhawks. And he's facing a 1-0 pitch as Anget takes a big stand off of second base. 1-0 pitch comes in, and that hits the corner, brings the count to 1-1. Count is 1-1 now. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be popped up in the air. Should be handleable. Anderson calling everyone off from shortstop, and he's going to be able to make the place. Count that as an F6 and out number 2. And that's going to bring up Connor Martin, first baseman. So 2 down, runners still at first and second. 1-0 Skyhawks. Maddox looks back to runner at second. They try to pick off, throw it back to second, but that's going to sail into center field. And Anget is going to try to make his way to third. He'll slide in safe. So, the E1.
Yeah, it's not what you want from your pitcher throwing one in the dirt to second.
Yeah. So the runners are in the corners now, first and third. Here comes the pitch. Strike 1. 0-1 now the count to Connor Martin.
Skyhawks are all...
Or excuse me, this is number 5. Yeah, Connor Martin. Strike 2.
All these kids are small, tall, athletic
Yeah,
kids.
lean.
A lot of speed.
Lean and long,
Yeah.
some of these kids.
Even this first baseman, usually they're typically your bigger, taller kids. And
0-2 pitch on the way, and he's going to swing through that one, or foul ball. Keep the count at 0-2. So the 0-2 pitch on the way, they're calling a balk on Maddox. Not exactly sure what the balk was. There's about 90 different ways you can balk.
yeah,
But that will bring another run because with a balk, every runner gets to advance. And there was a runner on third. So that's going to bring the count to 2-0 Skyhawks in the first. I'm not sure what that balk was. Do you have any idea?
no idea. I didn't see it. But that'll move. Was it Herringer over to third?
And that's going to be a chopper, and that's going to go down the line. And Pierce is going to be able to handle that one himself and just tag him out on the way down. But the score is 2-0 now. We're going to the bottom of the first, and we're going to see Perkins, Dix, Anderson are going to be the first at plate for the Nighthawks when we come back after these words from our sponsors. Whew. Shiloh was able to score 2 runs in the top of the first. One off a sacrifice fly and one off a balk.
Left one guy on at third.
And now for the Nighthawks' first batter, Joey Perkins with that relaxed stance. Strike one right on the outside corner.
Pitching today for the Skyhawks is the leadoff hitter, Josh Coling.
Nighthawks, varsity track today. Strike two. Varsity track, we have some kids up at Shiloh today for a track meet, and some kids over in Lemon for a track meet. Count is 0-2 to Perkins. 0-2 pitch on the way. And it's going to be outside for ball one.
Coling with a high leg kick off the mound.
Dontrell Willis, remember him?
Oh, yeah. Reaching back and throwing with everything he's got.
1-2 pitch on the way. And he's going to swing through that one for strike three. One up, one down for the Nighthawks. Up next is Josh Dix, center fielder for the Nighthawks.
Takes his signs from Coach Dix before he stands in the box.
Steps in and we're ready to go. Coling's got some speed on his fastball, boy.
He does.
Here comes the first pitch, and he's going to try to bunt that. It goes right back to Coling. That's going to be a 1-3 put out for Josh Dix as he tries to bunt it.
Nighthawks have kind of made a habit out of first pitch pop outs or ground outs this year.
You know what? Just watch that first pitch. See what it brings.
Half the battle in high school is getting that pitch count up for your other pitcher, especially a starter as quality as Coling.
That's going to bring up the 3-hitter, Jaron Anderson, who's playing shortstop today. Here comes the first pitch to him. Outside corner, strike one.
Coling is rocking the old stirrup socks.
Boy, you don't see those too often anymore.
Shades of the 70s and 80s out there.
0-1 pitch on the way. It's going to hit the corner again, strike two.
Everything so far has been low in the zone. Good placement.
So 0-2 pitch on the way from Coling to Anderson. Anderson's going to chop that one foul out of play on the first base line. So the count's going to remain 0-2 again. Skyhawks up 2-0. We're in the bottom of the first inning. Region 8 matchup. 0-2 pitch on the way. And he's going to swing through that one for strike three. So 3 up, 3 down for the Nighthawks. 2-0 Skyhawks. We'll be back with the top half of the second after these words. as the ball just gets fired down to second base.
Top of two.
Top of two, excuse me. And that's going to bring up number 3, Trace King. He is the 7 hitter. So Trace King steps in. Maddox up on the mound. Here comes his first pitch, and that's going to be chopped right back to Pierce. Oh, he bobbles a little bit. Can't chase it down. An easy chopper back to the mound. Just kind of bounced funny off Maddox's glove. He was unable to recover from it and couldn't make the throw to first. So another error for the Nighthawks. As King makes his way to first, that's going to bring up third baseman Kason Kramer. First pitch to Kramer, low outside in the dirt, goes back to the backstop, and that's going to allow the runner to advance to second. So not how we wanted to start the second inning.
No.
He's got to settle in and play catch.
Could add a quick out, and it turns into a guy on second.
1-0 pitch on the way, and he's going to follow that one back out of play for strike one. Bring the count to 1-1 now against Kramer. Runner takes his lead, 1-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be chopped right to Brady Clapper for the 4-3 put out, but that'll advance the runner on the fielder's choice to third base, and that's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Isaac Emmel.
Right fielder for the Skyhawks.
So 1 down.
As Emil takes his signs. Might have a bunt coming here.
And that's going to be outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Emmel. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Curveball. Going to be out of play. That's going to bring the count to 1-1. All tied up 1-1 at the count. 2-0 Skyhawks. 1 down here in the top of the second.
Skyhawks have 1 hit, no errors. Nighthawks have no hits with 2 errors.
He's going to swing through that one for strike 2. One and 2 the count. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Be high for ball 2. 2-2 is the count now to Emmel. And Pierce up on the mound today. 2-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be high and inside for ball 3. It'll load up the count. We got a full count now for Emmel.
Pierce can get this out. That'd make it 2 and much easier to take care of that guy on third base to close out the second.
3-2 pitch on the way is going to go into the dirt for ball 4, and that's going to put runners on the corners with 1 out. In the top of the lineup now with Coling, the pitcher.
As you said, runners on the corners, usually you know what that means in high school baseball.
Probably going to steal second right away.
Yep.
Pierce takes his time up on the mound. Coling steps in. Pierce steps on the rubber. From the stretch, here comes the first pitch. That's going to be high inside for ball 1, and Greff throws it down to second, which you really don't want to do, and that allows a runner to come across from third, which we just talked about, and now it's 3-0. You don't ever throw down to second on that, not when you got runners on the corners, because that's what they want you to do.
Right.
The easy run in from third. So 3-0 Skyhawks. And here comes the pitch that's low and in the dirt, gets a little bit past Greff, but the runner doesn't go.
Greff has been getting a workout behind the plate today.
Coach Dick's going to call a quick timeout here. Try to get his pitcher settled down a little bit.
One thing we haven't seen much from the Nighthawks this year is communication.
Yeah,
Either from the catcher or the shortstop or the coach yelling out of the dugout. I mean, you got to know the situation with that.
Yeah, first words out of your mouth when that kid runs, eat it.
Yeah.
Eat it. Don't throw it down.
Fire it right back to the pitcher, and maybe you catch that guy on third dancing a little bit.
Well, mound is over. Mound meeting is over as all the players go back to their spots. Count is 1-1 to Coling. Runner at second. Only one out. 3-0 Skyhawks. And they throw back to second, but he gets back safely. Rather than using the second baseman for the pickoff move, they decided to move Anderson over for it from short. 1-1 pitch on the way right down the alley for strike two. So the count's going to go to 1-2 here.
I had the count wrong on the scoreboard. It's 2-1 now.
2-1 now.
Umpire David Erickson correcting me from home plate. He should know what's going on.
And behind home plate, 3-1 now the count. Behind home plate, we have Dave Erickson. Out in the field, we have Mitch Strand. And 3-1 pitch is going to be hitting the outside corner to load up the count. 3-2.
Good pitch there for Maddox. Get one more just like it. Get that second out. Full count here.
3-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be popped up. Do we have a play down the first base line? Again, no communication between, as we just said, again, no communication as the first baseman and the pitcher just run into each other trying to catch that foul ball. Should have been another out.
Yep.
Count that as an error then?
Yep. That would make it 3 here in the second inning with 1 out left. Almost as many errors as we have outs today.
So, with that error, it's still 3-0 Skyhawks. The count is still 3-2 to Coling. Still have a runner on second. 3-2 pitch on the way, and he's going to chop that. Oh, man, that is going long, but it is drifting foul.
Man.
And he launched that one out into left field park, folks.
And that sounded like it came off the handle. That had a weird, funky sound to it. But man,
So-
that sure went a ways.
Anyway, yeah, that one went for a ride. That would have.
It's about as long of a foul ball as you can get.
Yeah, that just hooked left of the foul line. That's still going to mean keep the count at 3-2.
About the 8th pitch at this at bat.
3-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be high for ball 4. So Coling, I believe, walked in the first inning.
Yep.
Walked in the second inning here. And that's going to bring up the catcher, Eli Thompson, with 1 out. So runners at first and second, 1 down. 3-0 Skyhawks. Here's Pierce's first pitch. Nope. He wanted to throw back to second, but nobody was there.
Thompson is the catcher for the Skyhawks.
Here comes the pitch. That's going to be high and inside for ball 1. Want to know down to count to Thompson. And Nighthawks need an out here. Just to kind of ease up the tension. That's going to be low and outside for ball 2.
Runners on first and second. 1 out here in the top of the second.
High for ball 3. 3-0 on count to Thompson. On deck is Michael Fagerland. Shortstop. At the top of 2. 3-0 Skyhawks. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be outside for ball 4, and that's going to walk the bases loaded again. And they are going to bring in a pinch runner. 23 again, that is Sam Angett for Eli Thompson, so he can go back and start putting on his gear. So bases loaded, 1 out. Number 3 hitter, who is usually a power hitter. Fagerland. Ball 1.
So 5 straight balls here from Pierce. Need to find the strike zone.
1-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to be in the dirt for ball 2. Now, we had talked about this before. Devin and Maddox have been playing catch together for a lot of years, from Little League all the way up to now.
Yep.
It's a 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to hit the corner, strike 1. That's bringing the count to 2-1.
Hopefully that can get number 8 back on his rhythm and keep humming strikes in there.
2-1 pitch on the way. Just a little high for ball 3. That's going to bring the count to 3-1. Maddox from the stretch. 3-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be high for ball 4. And we're going to walk in run number 4 for the Skyhawks. 4-0 Skyhawks. Bases are still going to be loaded here. And bringing up the cleanup hitter, Elliot Huntington. Again, Huntington long and lean.
Also wearing stirrups. 2 or 3 players from the Skyhawks. Love the look.
Going old throwback here. Here comes the first pitch. That's going to get past Devin Greff, and number 5, the 5th run is going to just cross the plate. 5-0 Skyhawks here in the second. That's also going to advance the runner from second to third and the runner from first to second. So we have runners at second and third, 1 down. 5-0 Skyhawks with the cleanup hitter Elliot Huntington at the plate. Then a 1-0 count. And that is curveball. It's going to hit the corner. Strike 1. That's going to even up the count 1-1 now. You know, if you're Maddox, you just have to relax and throw.
Yep.
1-1 pitch on the way. Another curveball. This one's going to miss outside. Bring the count to 2-1. A lot of times these young pitchers, when they get behind, they tend to think they have to throw harder and harder and harder.
Right.
Just got to relax. Throw the pitches that you're comfortable with.
Let your defense do your work, help you out.
2-1 pitch on the way. And he's going to foul that one back into the glove to bring the count 2-2. So the count's 2-2 now to Huntington. 2-2 pitch on the way. And there's strike 3. Catches him looking. And that's going to bring up out number 2. Chalk Maddox Pierce up for his first strikeout of the day.
Yep.
That's going to bring up the 5 hitter Isaac Herringer, center fielder for the Skyhawks. And here comes the first pitch, and he's going to chop that one foul right to Coach Lee on the third base line. So the count's going to be 0-1 to Herringer. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, 5-0 Skyhawks. Be a little bit high. That's going to even up the count to 1-1.
Josh Dixon center is playing way over to the left.
1-1 pitch high for ball 2.
Very large gap in right center.
Yeah. Counts 2-1. Make that 2-2 as Herringer watches one come across the plate on the left corner. Even up the count. 2 outs, 2 on. Top of 2. Skyhawks lead 5-0. And Maddox going to throw that one into the dirt, load up the count 3-2.
Big pitch coming up here for Maddox. Go get this guy.
3-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be chop foul. Just about hits the runner coming in. Yeah, with a full count with 2 outs, any contact, both of those guys are running. That kid on the third baseline was running in, and he just about got tapped by the baseball.
He was about 2/3 of the way home before the contact was even made. So,
I think Coach Lee telling him, "Why don't you just hold off a second here before you run." And here comes the pitch, and that's going to be outside. And another walk, and that's going to walk the bases loaded again. And that's going to bring up first baseman Connor Martin. So bases loaded, 2 outs. 5-0 Skyhawks as Martin chops that one foul right over to the visitors' dugout, way ahead of that. Counts 0-1. One pitch on the way here from Pierce. Curveball going to hit the corner for strike 2. 0-2 now the count to Martin. 0-2 pitch on the way. He's going to swing through that one for strike 3. But with the bases loaded, nowhere to go, and that's going to be the 3rd out. Second strikeout for Pierce, but 3 runs scored in the top half of the second. 5-0 Skyhawks. We'll be back with Christofferson, Wilson, and Greff for the Nighthawks after these words from our sponsors. All right, welcome back, folks. We're at the bottom half of the 3rd. Leading off for the Nighthawks is going to be Corey Christofferson, first baseman. Nighthawks trail 5-0 here. Bottom half of the 2nd. Got a big hole to climb out of.
Good way to start with Corey. He's been a hot hitter this year.
And he's going to foul tip that one back into the glove of Thompson for bring the count to 0-1. One pitch on the way. He's going to foul that one back into the net for strike 2. Corey's got a beat on him.
2 pitches, 2 fouls straight back. Big tall kid with a big strike zone, so you got to protect up there now. As Tyler Wilson's on deck waiting his turn.
0-2 pitch on the way from Coling. And Corey's going to poke that one on at short center field. Charging in as a center fielder. Does he make the catch? No, it gets behind him. And credit a base hit for Corey Christofferson. First hit of the game for the Nighthawks. That's going to bring up the 5-hitter, Tyler Wilson, third baseman.
Right in no man's land for that defense. Right about 10 feet out in the grass.
Especially when you get up into that wind, it just kind of dies.
Yep.
It's going to be they're going to bring in a courtesy runner for Corey. It's like Jaron Frank will be coming in. He'll be coming in as a courtesy runner. They keep telling us all this like we're the official book up here. Courtesy runner only. Corey will re-enter on defense. Frank takes his lead, not much of a lead. Here's going to be the first pitch to Wilson. And he's going to lace that one out into center field, but he goes right to the center fielder for an F8 and out number 1. Nice contact.
Yep. Again, one of those first pitch outs
pitch
again,
swing.
though. Which he made good contact, but
Yeah.
it's always, the whole
Be
year has
patient.
kind of seemed right to it, guys. When we hit good contact, just goes right to that defensive player.
That's going to bring up catcher Devin Greff. Coling sets, delivers. That's going to be in the dirt for ball 1. 1-0 to count. Frank on first. 5-0 Skyhawks over our Nighthawks. Bottom half of the second. And Coling steps off the rubber.
He's getting his first action from the stretch today, so he's been in the windup since.
And Greff is going to swing through that one. And that's going to even up the count 1-1.
One of those high fastballs. It's always hard to lay off those. They look so easy to hit.
As Coling looks back, Frank over on first. They throw over to first, but he's going to get back safe. Little dust being thrown up today in these dry conditions.
Yeah, 2 days in the 80s with no rain for a couple months is going to do that.
1-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be chopped right to the third baseman for the 5-3 put out and out number 2. Third baseman did a good job of charging in on that one because that was a high chopper.
Right.
Greff's got some speed with him, and he just about legged out a single on that.
That front lip where the grass and the sand meet really kicked that thing up. Tough play for the third baseman, but did a really good job.
That's going to bring up right fielder Alex Burr. Frank now at second. Here comes the pitch to Burr, strike 1.
First runner in scoring position today for the Nighthawks is Frank's at second.
0-1 pitch on the way, strike 2. So the count is 0-2 here to Alex. 0-2 pitch on the way, and he's going to pop that out to right field. Right fielder coming in, and he can't scoop it up. And that's going to bring in Jaron Frank. Would you call that a...
That would be a hit.
That would be a hit.
He kind of misread it, but with that wind and everything.
Yeah. So
gonna
credit Alex Burr with an RBI. 5-1 now. The Nighthawks show a little bit of life, and that's going to bring up number 19, Malachi Dills. He's DHing for Maddox Pierce.
Jaron Frank scoring from second. Did a great job watching Coach Dix at third base coach and rounding third and scoring the Nighthawks' first run.
Here comes the first pitch, hits the outside corner, strike 1. Yeah, what? Coling's really been working that outside corner today.
Yes, he has.
So Berg takes his lead off of first. 2 down for the Nighthawks. They have scored 1, 5-1. Dills 0-1. Make that 0-2 as he swings through that one.
Malachi, the young freshman for the Nighthawks, playing right field today.
Malachi is DHing.
Oh, DHing, that's right.
So 0-2 pitch on the way to Dills. And he's going to swing through that one for strike 3. The Nighthawks score 1, but they are still down 5-1. We're going to go to the top half of the third. The Skyhawks leading 5-1. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors. 1. Pierce about to throw his first pitch, and that's a curveball just outside to, who do we have up at bat? Trace King?
Yes.
Trace King is the second baseman for the night for the Skyhawks. As Pierce throws that one, hits the outside corner for strike 1. 1-1 the count now. 1-1 pitch on the way. Strike 2. As King swings through that one, so the count's 1-2 now to King.
We are facing the 7, 8, and 9 hitter for the Skyhawks.
And that's going to be outside for ball 2. Good chance for Maddox to go 1, 2, 3.
Be nice to have a quick inning. Get the bats back out there.
2-2 pitch on the way. Curveball, and that's going to be a shot out to left field. Should be playable for Perkins as he backs up. Oh, he lets it pop out of his glove. And story of the Nighthawks day. We have to chalk that one to an E7. As Perkins doesn't get his glove around it, pops out of the glove. So that error would be a. Is the whole thing an error? Do we get a base hit?
E7.
E7.
Yep.
But that E7 is going to put him on Trace King on second base. Up next is Christain Kramer.
Third baseman who made that really nice play in the bottom of the last inning. The high chopper. The victim of Maddox's only strikeout today.
And that one's going to go in the dirt, and that's going to allow King to go over to third base. 1-0. I believe he has 2 strikeouts. Does he?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Finished out the last one.
But with that pass ball, King moves his way to third, and all of a sudden there is a runner in scoring position. Well, there's a runner in scoring position at second, but that happened fast, and that's going to be laced out to center field, and that's going to get over Dix's head and make it 6-1 now as King moves into, goes across home plate, and third baseman Christain Kramer takes a stand-up double. So 6-1 now. That's going to bring up number 12, Isaac Emmel, right fielder.
Josh Dix misjudging that ball. That's the runner score.
Up high for ball 1. And he just started charging on it right away, and when he realized it was going to go over his head, it was just a little bit too late.
Yep.
1-0 count now here to Emmel. Strike 1, 1-1 the count now. And Kramer at second with that stand-up double. 6-1 Skyhawks, top of 3. No out. And he's going to chop that one right to Clapper. 4-3 put out for out number 1. But that will advance Kramer over to third base, and another chance at a run is pitcher and leadoff hitter Coling up now for the Skyhawks. If you remember last inning, Coling sent one into another zip code.
Just happened to be foul.
And he sends that one into the crease between center field and right field, and that's going to drop. That'll bring in a runner and a stand-up double for Coling. 7-1 now for the Skyhawks. And boy, he put some tank on that one as well. Good hitters here for the Skyhawks so far. Good contact, 1 through 9, really.
Yeah, right into that gap. A beautiful hit. Not so beautiful of a slide in a second, but
Yeah, I mean,
he's there. That's all that matters.
just about scorpioned himself trying to get in there, but that's going to bring up the 2-hitter, Eli Thompson, catcher. And that's going to be in the dirt to the backstop, and Coling will advance to third.
7-1 now. The Skyhawks lead the Nighthawks in the top of the third inning. 1 out. Skyhawks with 2 hits and no errors. Nighthawks with 2 hits and 5 errors. That seems to be the big difference in the
Outside.
ball game.
And that's going to be outside. That's going to bring the count to 2-0. 2-0 pitch on the way, and he's going to chop that one foul. Or no, it's not foul, but it goes right out to the pitcher, Maddox Pierce, as he catches the fly ball. It'll be an F1 for the short pop fly.
Maddox and Corey made sure to talk to each other on that one.
So they didn't run into each other again.
Yeah.
Now, where does the infield rule, fly rule, come into effect here?
You have to have guys. You have to have a force at second, so it'd be a guy at first with 1 out or less than 2 outs.
Okay, so that does bring up 2 outs. That's going to bring up the 3-hitter, Fagerlund, shortstop. Coling at third, 7-1 Skyhawks. 1-1 now the count to Fagerlund. So 1-1 count. Here comes the pitch. Inside for ball 2. 2-1 now the count.
Coling is at third for the Skyhawks. A lot of speed. Definitely a threat to score on a pass ball or a base hit.
2-1 pitch on the way, and he's going to swing through that one for strike 2. Bring the count 2-2.
That was a power swing.
Coling motioning to him, hey man, use your head, use your head. As Fagerlund steps in. 2-2 pitch on the way. That's going to be low and outside. Load up the count, 3-2.
Good stop by Devin Greff behind the plate. Those short hoppers are always tough to judge.
So the count is 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's going to go in the dirt for ball 4. So we're going to have runners on the corners here with 2 outs. And cleanup hitter Elliot Huntington up to bat now.
As he gets his signs from his third base coach.
Runners on the corners. What are you going to do? Don't throw to second.
Yeah. Let's see if we learned anything from the last inning.
And we did. They're just going to let him take the base. That's a stolen base. For the Skyhawks, now they have runners at second and third with 2 outs. And that was a ball, by the way, so it's 1-0. And next one comes in as a strike, 1-1. So counts 1-1 now to Huntington. Runners at second and third. And Huntington's going to chop that one fouled on the third base line, bring the count to 1-2. 7-1 Skyhawks here. Top of 3, 2 outs. They got runners at second and third. Huntington at the plate. Facing a 1-2 count at this point. 1-2 pitch on the way from Pierce. Outside for ball 2. It's going to even up the count at 2-2. Two pitch on the way, and he's going to swing through that one for strike 3 and out 3. But the Skyhawks scored 2 in that inning, and it is now 7-1 Skyhawks over your Nighthawks. We'll be back with the bottom half of the third after these words. Clapper. 7-1 Shiloh here, bottom half of 3. 0-1 pitch on the way to Clapper. Low for ball 1.
Coling really does reach back there and kind of hides his delivery. Makes it tough for the batter to pick it up.
1-1 pitch on the way, and he's going to foul that one back out of play right over our heads to bring the count to 1-2. On deck is Perkins, leadoff hitter for the Nighthawks. Wind coming right out of the west today. Up top, bringing the count to 2-2.
Coling's got excellent control. I don't think we've had a pass ball from them yet, have we? Very, very good pitcher.
2-2 pitch on the way. And that's going to be chopped high. That is playable. Coling is going to handle that one for the F1 right off the pitcher's mound. 1 up, 1 down for the Nighthawks, and that's going to bring up leadoff hitter Joey Perkins.
Joey was a strikeout victim, I think, if I remember right, in the first.
Yep.
To lead off the ball game.
Here comes the first pitch to Perkins. Outside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. One 1-0 pitch on the way to Perkins from Coling. A little bit outside. 2-0.
Both teams with 2 hits in the ball games, but the story's been the walks and the errors for the Nighthawks to lead to 7 runs for the Skyhawks.
2-0 pitch inside. Oh, right down the middle. I saw Perkins back up a little bit, so I thought it was going to stay inside, but that thing curved right around the plate for strike 1. Count is 2-1 now to Joey Perkins. 2-1 pitch on the way. And he's going to golf swing at that one and send it foul to even up the count, 2-2. So the count's 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way. And another 9-iron shot. Sends it foul down the first baseline again. Count remains 2-2.
2 strikes, kind of have to protect the plate. Joey kind of just flung the bat out there to get some bat on it and fouled it off.
2-2 pitch on the way. And he's going to swing through that one for strike 3. So 2 up, 2 down here for the Nighthawks. And that's going to bring up the number 2 hitter, Josh Dix, center fielder. As Dick steps in. Coling gets the sign he likes, sets, delivers. And Josh is going to swing at a high, hard fastball, strike 1. Coling, not a large pitch count today. Very efficient. 0-1 pitch on the way to Dix. And he's going to chop that one right to the third baseman. Easily handled. Fires over to first for the 5-1 putout or 5-3 putout. 3 up, 3 down for the Nighthawks. No runs scored here in the bottom half of the third. 7-1 Skyhawks over our Nighthawks. We're back with the top half of the fourth after this. All right, folks, we're back with the top half of the fourth inning. We have a lineup change here. On the mound now is Corey Christopherson. Over to third is Jaron Anderson, right?
Yep.
Shortstop, Maddox Pierce. First base is going to be Tyler Wilson.
As Corey starts off his first at bat with a strike right down the middle.
0-1 pitch.
To Herringer.
And Herringer's going to lace that one. Oh, he just about hits the lights. We just about had the natural moment. So the count is 0-2. Glad he didn't hit those lights. They're from the 1920s. I don't know if we'd find replacement parts. That's going to be high for ball one. I have to just start to get a time machine just so we can go back and get parts for our lights, huh? The count is 1-2 now to Herringer. Skyhawks up 7-1 here in the top of the fourth. And he's going to swing through that one for strike three. 1 up, 1 down. Corey Christopherson tallies his first strikeout after he sees his first batter. And it's going to bring up number 5, Connor Martin, first baseman.
Corey with a very easy motion, just throws right down the middle. It's half the battle in high school baseball.
High for ball one. It's the same with his swing. He has a nice easy motion with his swing. He doesn't overswing. He doesn't overthrow.
Well, you know he's not going to do much fast.
Yeah.
So everything's got to be easy for him.
Yeah. Count's going to move to 1-1.
And I say that with love.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he legged out that from second to third last week, and he was tired. 1-1 pitch on the way. Up high at 2-1. Glad to see mullets are coming back.
They are definitely back in Hettinger High School, that's for
right.
sure.
It is glorious. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's going to hit the corner for strike two. It's going to bring the count to 2-2. As Christopherson showing promise right away at the beginning of the fourth inning here. 2-2 pitch on the way from the big unit. That's going to be chopped foul.
So just the Skyhawks were getting used to Maddox Pierce and timing him up. They have a new pitcher in now, and
Of course, he doesn't have the overriding power the big unit had in Arizona.
no,
Randy Johnson. What was he, 6'9"?
yeah, 6'7" or something.
Something like that, just ridiculous. Ooh, big curveball by Corey Christopherson. Catches him looking.
And a big old smile over for him on the mound. Good for the senior to get
Great job, Corey. Beautiful curveball, man. That thing just had a lot of movement. So that's going to be 2 up, 2 down for the Nighthawks. Corey Christopherson looking really comfortable up on the mound here. That's going to bring up Trace King. And he's going to swing through that one for strike one. Boy, they are way ahead of him.
Yes, they are. Trace King is the second baseman.
Second baseman.
Seven hitter for the Skyhawks.
0-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be low and outside for ball one. So the count's 1-1 as Corey sets. He pitches from the stretch, from the stretch, and that's going to be grounded right to Pierce. Pierce handles it nicely over to Wilson,
Wow. Good play.
and he's able to stretch and get the play. There's a pause there, but it was a 6-3 putout, so 3 up, 3 down here in the top half of the fifth. No runs scored. My score remains 7-1. We'll be back with the bottom half of the fifth after this. All right, folks, welcome back. We're at the bottom half of the fourth inning, right?
Yeah, bottom
of the fourth. Number 3 batter, Jaron Anderson. We're going to go Anderson, Christofferson, Wilson.
the heart of the order for the Nighthawks.
Yep, 7-1 Skyhawks. And Anderson's going to watch a strike come across the plate. Coling being able to handle these Nighthawks very well today. 0-1 pitch on the way to Anderson. Curveball. Strike 2. And that was a curveball with some speed on it, too.
Yeah. Anderson way ahead of it.
So the count's 0-2 now to Jaron. Nighthawks trail 7-1 here in the bottom half of the fourth. And that's going to be the first time I think we've actually seen him overthrown a ball. And it lands in front of the plate for ball 1. 1-2 the count now to Jaron Anderson. 1-2 pitch on the way. Curveball. And he catches him swinging for strike 3 and out number 1. And that's going to bring up pitcher Corey Christofferson.
Corey with a nice base rip last time.
Yeah. You know, and as we talked last inning, he has that nice, easy throw. Matches his nice, easy swing as a batter. It really works well for him.
Yep. Had a little blooper to right field last time he was up.
And here comes the first pitch to Christofferson. Ooh, he's going to swing through that one. Actually chased in a low and outside ball for strike 1. On deck now is Tyler Wilson. He comes back smiling. You got to love that kid, man.
Yep.
He loves to play. He just loves having fun out there in the field, and it shows. 0-1 pitch on the way. Curveballs just stays up top a little bit. Move the count to 1-1.
Coling's really dialed in here.
Yeah.
Those curveballs to Anderson were nasty, and that one right there is pretty darn close.
Counts 1-1. Here comes the pitch to Christofferson. Count goes to 2-1. Boy, he does a good job at changing the pace.
Yes.
He does a really good job at changing the pace on his pitches, man. It really keeps these batters on their heels. 1-2 pitch on the way from Coling to Christofferson. And that one he switched back to off speed, but that just missed a little bit low. Can bring the count to 2-2.
He talked about it last inning. He just doesn't miss. His control is right to the glove every time. Yet to have a pass ball for the Skyhawks.
So 2-2 pitch on the way, and Corey's going to lace that one out, or right to the second baseman for the 4-3 putout. And out number 2, and that's going to bring up the 5-hitter Tyler Wilson, who also had good contact last time he was up. He just happened to hit it right to the center fielder.
Yep.
Seems like that's what it was like a couple of years ago, too. We were talking, we had great contact all the time, but we just kept hitting right to someone.
Wilson started the game at third, has moved over to first now with Corey pitching.
Here comes the first pitch to him, low and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 is the count. 2 down here for the Nighthawks. We trail 7-1 in the bottom half of the fourth. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, strike 1.
Right down the middle, but we've been talking about their, first strike hits, so it's nice to see him take.
Have a little bit of have some patience in that batter's box. 1-1 on the way. Curveball slices low and outside, and Tyler chases that one for strike 2. Yeah, again, we can't say enough. Coling, even his curveballs have decent velocity on them.
Mm-hmm. They're not a lazy twister. They're a sharp crack of the whip.
1-2 pitch on the way, and that is going to be off the handle. F1 and out number 3. Nighthawks go 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom half of the fourth. 7-1 Skyhawks over our Nighthawks. We'll be back with the top of the 5th after these words.
Doubt kid they have on the roster. Everybody else is skinny, tall drinks of water. They can leg everything out.
The count's 1-1 to Kramer. Next, Christofferson sets, delivers, and that's going to hit the outside corner for strike 2. Count goes to 1-2.
Corey's just in a groove up there right now.
1-2 pitch on the way from Christofferson to Kramer. Curveball. Ooh, just a little high.
Kramer is the eight batter with the Skyhawks. So we got 8, 9, and then top to start the 5th inning here.
2-2 is the count now to Kramer. It's Christofferson as he does pitch, and he's gonna chase that one, foul it out away. Christofferson does not go from the windup. He pitches straight from the stretch, whether there's runners on or not.
We had a pitcher like that on Tuesday and another one on Thursday from South Hart, or Hart River.
2-2 pitch on the way. Lazy curveball catches him swinging at nothing. Strike 3 for Christofferson, and he's having a heck of a showing here as a relief hit pitcher.
So both pitchers throwing some pretty dirty curveballs to batters in the last couple innings here.
And that's going to bring up Isaac Emmel, 9-hitter.
Right fielder for the Skyhawks.
Just missed. 1-0 the count.
Corey is a slow worker up on the mound too.
He's going to be deliberate, man.
Yeah.
You're not going to rush him. 1-0 count. And that's going to be a base hit shot out into right field for Emmel.
Head umpire Dave Erickson, I think, just called the batter out for throwing his bat. The bat hit the catcher, Devin Greff. And he's calling the runner out.
Okay, so
Chalk up a hit for the Skyhawks, but
Coach Lee wants an explanation here, and you know these rules better than I do, Jason. He batted, and as he was running, he threw the bat, and it hit the catcher.
yeah, it definitely wasn't deliberate. Number 12 is Isaac Emmel, as the umpires will confer here.
We want to make the call right. This is what you like to see out of umps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's confer. Let's get it right. Okay, so what they did, originally they called him out. Coach Lee came over to ask for a clarification of the rule. Both umps got together, clarified the rule, and realized this would not be an automatic out because of the bat throw.
And what it is usually they give you a warning, and if you do it again, that's when it becomes an out. And I think Dave said they warned another player, so that'd be his warning.
Okay, so with all that being said, we're going to credit him with a base hit, and that's going to be outside for ball 1 to Coling, who has been pitching a beauty, and now he's he is the leadoff hitter as well with a runner on first. Just inside for ball 2.
I know he's got 2 walks on the day. I can't remember his other at bat. They've went through the order 3 times now, but definitely a patient hitter.
So 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to be low outside. That's going to get past Greff, and that's going to allow number 12, Emmel, to make his way down to second. 7-1 Skyhawks here, top of 5.
Nighthawks defense and Corey Christofferson are working with 1 out. A 3-0 count.
And that's going to be a walk for Coling.
Another walk. It's at least his 3rd one.
That's going to bring up Eli Thompson, the catcher. So we got runners at first and second, only 1 out.
Gets signs from his third base coach. It's either a take or a hit and run.
This would be high for ball 1.
Must be the take sign.
Here we are. Look at us being the Houston Astros.
Yeah.
Stealing signs.
You don't have a garbage can up here to bang though, so.
1-0 pitch on the way, and that's going to be right down the pipe for strike 1. 1-1 is the count. throwback to second, but he gets back just fine. We're seeing more of throwbacks to seconds this year than I have ever seen before.
Mm-hmm. They must work on that pickoff move in practice more than any other, I guess.
Yeah.
Want to showcase it.
The count is 1-1. 7-1 Skyhawks. 1 down here in the top of the 5th. 1-1 on the way, and that is going to be just outside for ball 2. Move the count to 2-1. Got runners at first and second. And here comes a 2-1 pitch, and that's going to be outside again for ball 3.
Good pitch, low in the zone, just a bit outside.
He's not missing by much.
No.
3-1 pitch on the way, and that's going to be poked right back through center field, out into center field, and they're going to send Emil home, and that's going to bring the score to 8-1. So time is called. Going to be a courtesy runner.
Again, Engett will come in.
So Thompson can start getting his gear on. So the score is 8-1 now. Skyhawks with that RBI single by Thompson. That's going to bring up the 3-hitter Fagerland. There are runners at first and second with only 1 out. And here comes the pitch. Hit the outside corner, strike 1. 0-1's the count. So 0-1 pitch on the way. And he's going to lace that one out into left field. Perkins is going back. That's going to get over his head, and that's going to be, good bounce for Perkins. That's going to hold up the batters or the runner at third. That ball hit the ground and actually bounced back towards the field, and Perkins didn't have to go anywhere for it. It just bounced right in his glove.
He almost ran in a complete circle on that thing. He started out to his left and turned around to make a circus catch and had to come all the way back around. And like you said, lucky bounce and picks it up.
And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Huntington. Again, 1 out. Now bases are loaded. Shiloh's had bases loaded a few times today. Haven't been able to take, and they've just kind of picked. They're not scoring runs in bulk. They are 7-1. And the count goes to 2-0 to Huntington. So 2-0 pitch on the way, and he's going to chop that one foul down the third base line to bring the count to 2-1. Again, beautiful day down here. Upper 70s, little bit of wind. Well, pretty strong breeze coming out of the west, I should say.
Yep. That's right. Keeps the heat off when it's this warm.
2-1 pitch on the way. Inside for ball 3. It's amazing here. We're sitting here in the 70s going, keeping that heat away.
Yeah. We've all got our winter coats still.
Yeah.
We're not used to the heat yet.
It is a sultry 74 degrees out here, folks. 3-1 pitch on the way, and he's going to chop that one right to Pierce. Pierce is going to take the force out at second, but they can't turn anything else. That will bring a run across as Coling comes across to make it 8-1.
9-1.
9-1, excuse me. 2 down. They did get the force out at second. That counts as a fielder's choice.
That brings up number 13, Isaac Herringer, the center fielder for the Skyhawks. As he gets his sign from his coach with runners on the corners. We know what that means. Let's see if our defense does
what they're supposed to. Here comes the first pitch to Herringer, and they are going to throw down. And it's going to go into the outfield, which will bring the runner in from third. 10-1 Skyhawks.
So that'll leave a man on second after one comes in. 10-1, 2 outs. 1-0 count to Herringer.
Skyhawks now 1 run away from ending this game. And he's going to swing through that one, make it 1-1. Or is it 2-1?
1-1.
1-1.
Herringer has done some damage out of the 5 spot. Usually multiple
A
runners
little
in
bit
scoring
high
position.
for ball 2. Ball 2-1 the count. 2-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be low for ball 3. On deck is Connor Martin, first baseman. 3-1 pitch to Herringer, and that's going to be in the dirt for ball 4. Herringer's going to matriculate his way down to first base.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs here. Martin at the plate. The Skyhawks 10-1 is the score. Nighthawks trail here in the top of the 5th.
Now they score here, it's over.
They do. Well, no, we get a chance to.
We will get a chance.
Yep. Got to end the inning, so
As,
that puts them in danger of getting the old 10-run rule, which happened on Thursday night in Game 1 against Hart River.
as Martin fouls the first one for strike 1. 0-1 pitch on the way. Curveball up high for 1-1.
And you look at the numbers on the end of the scoreboard, it's 0 errors to 6, 5 hits to 2, 10 runs to 1.
Those errors were
Very reminiscent of what we saw on Thursday with hits were pretty close and runs weren't too far off. It's just those errors and walks. Nighthawks can't seem to shake
the
it.
outside corner. That's bringing the count to 1-2. So Christofferson has a chance to get the Nighthawks out of this inning with one more strike. 1-2 pitch on the way. Curveball's going to stay up high, bring the count 2-2. So 2-2 pitch on the way from Christofferson. And that's going to be fouled straight back. Keep the count at 2-2. Again, runners at first and second. 10-1 Shiloh. Top of 5. And here comes the pitch, and that's just outside. Bring the count to 3-2. Full count now to number 5, Connor Martin.
First base coach letting the runners know any contact you are moving with 2 outs and a full count. So as soon as the pitch is delivered here, we're going.
And there they go. And that's going to be poked foul. Keep the count at 3-2. So not only are you running, but you're also getting your cardio workout in.
Yeah.
No running laps around the field after today, boys. 3-2 on the way. There they go, and that's up high. And that's going to walk the bases loaded. And that's going to bring up Trace King, second baseman for the Skyhawks. Here comes the first pitch to King. That's going to be low and in the dirt for ball 1.
Is this where we started the inning? I think it is.
Are we batted around?
I think so.
And that's just going to be a little chopper down the third base line. That is a trouble ball, and no one can get to it. 11-1 Skyhawks. There's a base hit for Trace King. That'll win all of 8 feet.
It was kind of a check swing that made contact and just dribbled about as much as a bunt would. With Anderson playing back and Corey not having a play.
So the score is 11-1. That brings up Kane and Kramer. I think we started with Kramer.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
As he watches ball 1 come across the plate. Bases are loaded, 11-1 Shiloh. And here comes the pitch, and he's going to chop that one right past Christofferson. Going to be fielded by Pierce. Pierce over to first for out number 3. That's going to end the inning, but the Skyhawks are 3 outs away due to the 10-run rule here in the bottom half of the 5th. It is 11-1. We'll be back with the bottom half of the 5th after these words from our sponsors. folks, welcome back here. We're getting to the bottom half of the fifth. 6, 7, 8, so it's going to be Greff, Burr, Dills. Nighthawks trail 11-1. They have to score in this inning or else this game is over because of the 10-run rule. But you got Coling up on the mound, who has been pitching a beauty for Shiloh. Here comes the first pitch to Greff. Heater low for ball 1. So 1-0 is the count now to Devin Greff, catcher for the Nighthawks. And here comes pitch number 2. He's going to pop that one up, and it is going foul, and it's going out of play. No cars were hit. So the count goes 1-1. Again, bottom half of the fifth. Nighthawks trail 11-1. They do need to score here. Otherwise, this game is over. And this is the counter game for the region. And here comes the pitch. Low for ball 2. 2-1 the count.
Greff is the 6 hitter for the Nighthawks. So
We're going 6, 7, 8. 2-1 pitch on the way, and he's going to foul it back, but it was kind of a chop.
Yeah, it's a little bit ahead of that one.
So that's going to bring the count to 2-2 against Devin Greff.
Like you said, Coling really messes with his speed.
2-2, and that's going to be in the dirt.
Just good job of going fast, slow, keeping the hitters on their toes.
Full count now. Again, we don't have a book up here, but not a lot of full counts. Coling has not put himself into this situation. So payoff pitch on the way, and that is going to be a base hit out into right field for Devin Greff. So the Nighthawks showing life here in the bottom half of the order, which is good. Need to see those bats come alive, and that's going to bring up the 7-hitter, Alex Burr, right fielder for the Nighthawks.
Alex is somewhat famous for hitting
To right
all
field.
his foul balls and fair balls to right, which can pay off if they stay fair.
So here comes the pitch. And that's going to hit the outside corner, strike 1. So 0-1 is the count now to Alex Burr. Again, credit Greff with a base hit. He's on first base. And that's going to be low for ball 1. 1-1 the count now to Alex Burr. (11-1) Skyhawks here in the bottom half of the fifth.
Malachi Dills in the batter's box, waiting his turn.
Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be laced. Fair pitch. Oh, it was a line drive right to the first baseman who caught it. Caught Greff standing and has a double play.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do if
No.
you're Greff at that point.
No, there's nothing. I mean, because you're already off
moving.
the bag.
Yep.
So
Tough
that
spot
was a
for the
double
runner.
play. Line drive right to the first baseman.
Once again, Alex taking everything to the opposite side of the field, but right to the first base.
And here's Malachite Dills, who represents our last chance, as there's now 2 outs. And the first one is low and outside for ball 1. So 1-0 is the count. 1-0 pitch on the way. Low for ball 2.
The catcher for the Skyhawks, Eli Thompson, does a great job of framing pitches. That one was low and brought it right back up.
I think we are seeing some fatigue from Coling because this inning we've seen 2 or 3 pass balls, which we haven't seen in earlier innings. It's 2-0 is the count now to Dills. He's going to swing through that one, bring the count to 2-1. Two-one pitch on the way here from Coling. And swinging through that one again is Dills, bring the count to 2-2.
Malachi's a freshman who's DHing for the Nighthawks today.
DHing for the freshman pitcher. He was.
Now shortstop.
Now shortstop. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be low. And that's going to bring up a loaded count again. 3-2. 3-2 is the count to Melikai. Still steps in, Coling up on the mound from the windup, sets, delivers, and swinging through that one is Dills for strike 3. And that's going to end this game. So the Nighthawks fall in this region counter 11-1 to the Shiloh Skyhawks. And we will be playing a second game. However, we will not be having that one on the air. That is a 5-inning game. Nighthawks just couldn't get the bats going today.
No, and we haven't been giving out players of the games, but if you're going to give one, it's almost a no-doubter that it goes to Josh Coling on the mound and earning 3 walks and probably, I think, scoring 3 of the runs every time he's on base. So
Coling pitched a beauty today for the Skyhawks. But next up for the Nighthawks, Tuesday they're home against Beulah. That is going to be our senior night. And then Thursday, they go to Shiloh.
Had a heck of a homestand here. I think, 5 games in the last 10 days or so?
Yeah. Yes, with these cancellations and reschedules, there's not a lot we can do there. So, Nighthawks fall to the Skyhawks 11-1. Again, next action here on KNDC will be Tuesday. We will not be going to any of the away games, so the last time we will be on the air for KNDC for Nighthawks baseball is this coming Tuesday. On behalf of Jason Lefebvre, this is John Kohler. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday with Nighthawk baseball versus the Beulah Miners.
Hello everybody, my name is Brian Kunkel and I'm going to be commentating with you for this second game of this afternoon. Our pitcher for the Henninger Nighthawks is going to be Brady Clapper. And batting now is Josh Coling. That'll be ball 1. And that'll be ball 2. That'll be ball 3. And that'll be ball 4. We have a runner advanced to first. Batting now, we have Eli Thompson.
Next up for the Skyhawks, Eli Thompson.
That'll be ball 1. And we had a runner advanced to second. And that'll be ball 2. That'll be ball 3. And that'll be ball 4. We had a runner advanced to first, and we also have a runner advanced to third. Batting now, we have Michael Fargelin.
Next up for the Skyhawks, Michael Fargelin.
That'll be strike 1, and we had a runner advanced to second, so there are currently runners at second and third. And the count is 0 balls, 1 strike. And that'll be a foul ball, so the count now is 0 balls and 2 strikes.
Those Bob Emery, the ones I sent you, was hilarious when he's commentating different things. Did I send you the one where he's commentating the backyard fight? No. Oh God, that's what it is.
That'll be another foul ball.
Two guys throwing wood at each other in their backyard fence. Super Bowl's over, Pro Bowl's on. To talk about. So this is what we're doing. This is imaginary Coleman and Pete.
And that'll be strike 3. Batting now, we have Elliot Huntington.
In the box for Shiloh, Elliot Huntington.
There's currently 1 out. And that'll be ball 1. And that's strike 1. He hits a nice ball, but they catch it, and we had a runner advance to home. So they currently have 2 outs, and the score is 1-0. Batting now, we have Isaac Herringer.
Next up is Isaac Herringer.
That would be strike 1.
Tune into FM and listen to some chin music.
That would be ball 1. We had a runner advance to third. That would be ball 2.
They should let us take down all that chain link. Starting in the aftermarket all the way down. Put it split rail.
That will be strike 2, so the count now is 2 strikes, 2 balls with 2 outs. And we have a runner at third. And that'll be 3 outs. That will bring us into the bottom of the first inning, and we will return shortly after this quick break. All right, everybody, welcome back to the bottom of the first inning. Our pitcher for the Skyhawks is going to be Trace King, and our catcher is going to be Eli Thompson. Batting now, we have Maddox Pierce for the Heading Scranton Nighthawks.
Nighthawks, number 8, Maddox Pierce.
That'll be strike one. He hits a ball right into the center field, and they catch it, so that'll be the first out of the bottom of the first. Batting now, we have Malachi Dills. That'll be strike one. He tries to hit a bunt, but that is a foul ball, so that'll be strike two. That'll be ball one. And that'll be strike three, leading us to 2 outs. Batting now, we have Brady Clapper.
Next up, number 3, Brady Clapper.
That'll be ball one. Catcher had it in his mitt, but it slipped right out. That was a bunt, and we had a runner reach first. He's safe. Batting now, we have Corey Christopherson. Sorry.
Next up, number 44, Corey Christopherson.
Corey hits a nice ball, and they don't catch it. We had it's a ground rule double. So we now have runners at second and third. Batting now, we have Hayden Erickson.
Next up, number 0, Hayden Erickson.
That'll be ball one. That'll be ball two. That'll be strike one. That'll be strike two. We had a runner advance home, and we now have a runner at third, and that'll be ball three, so full count. And we currently have 2 outs, and the score is 1-1.
You were in the Himalayas. How was that translated? Somewhere there's an underground. You gotta explain.
And that'll be strike 3, which will lead us to 3 outs, which will actually head us on over into the top of the 2nd inning. And we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to the top of the 2nd inning. Batting now, we have Carter Martin. And that'll be ball 1. That'll be strike 1 with a foul ball. That'll be strike 2. That'll be ball 2, sorry. So the count now is 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the score is 1-1. That'll be another foul ball. And that'll be strike 3. So there's currently 1 out. Batting now, we have Trace King.
Next up's number 3, Trace King.
That'll be a foul ball. So strike 1. That'll be another foul ball, so that's strike 2. And that'll be strike 3 with 2 outs. Batting now, we have Carson Kramer. He hits a nice ball, and our shortstop just about had it, but it slipped right out of his glove. So we now have a runner at first base. Batting now, we have Sam Inget.
Next up, number 23, Sam Agate.
That would be ball one. And we had a runner advance to second. He hits a nice ball straight to left field. And that's a foul ball. So that'll be strike one. The count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. He hits a nice ball into left field, and they don't catch it. We now have a runner at first, and we had a runner advancing home. Score now is 2-1. Batting now, we have Josh Coling.
Next up, number 11, Josh Holing.
They throw it to first, trying to get out our first base runner, but he gets back to the base in time. That'll be strike one. He hits a nice ball right into the kind of middle of middle field and right field. We had a runner advance to third and a runner advance to second. Batting now, we have Eli Thompson.
Next up, number 21, Eli Thompson.
That'll be ball one. That'll be ball two. And we had a runner advance home and a runner advance to third. The score now is 3-1. And the count is 3 balls and 0 strikes. And that'll be a foul ball. So the count now is 3 balls and 1 strike. That'll be strike 2, full count. That'll be a foul ball.
Is this real? No, it's a joke.
And that'll be ball 4. Runner takes his base. Batting now, courtesy runner comes in for our runner at first. Batting now, we have Michael Fagerland. That'll be strike 1, and we had a runner advance to second. So we now have runners at second and third.
That's so funny. He's got a bunch of them. Tommy Baker.
He hits a ball right into left field, and they had a runner reach home. They had 2 runners reach home, and they had a runner reach third. So the score now is 5-1.
There's a lot to unpack in that.
Batting now, we have Elliot Huntington.
Next up, number 14, Elliot Huntington. Yeah, he's got a bunch. That's easily his best one.
So is your wife, Rachel.
That'll be ball 1. That'll be ball 2. That'll be ball 3. The count now is 3 balls, 1 strike. That'll be strike 2, so full count.
You got a big potato up at bat now. For you two. Sour cream, chives, onions, and bacon bits all up there on that potato.
And that'll be ball 4. Runner takes his base. Batting now, we have Isaac Herringer. They had a runner steal second and a runner reach home. And the runner who stole second now ran to third. The score now is 6-1, and they have a runner at third. That'll be ball 1.
That kid had an outie for a belly button. He would be taking first right now.
That'll be strike 1. That'll be strike 2. And that'll be strike 3, which is 3 outs. So that'll lead us to the bottom of the second inning, with the score being 6-1. And we'll be right back after this short break. Batting now for the Nighthawks for the bottom of the second inning, we have Blake Pierce. That'll be strike one. And that'll be ball one. The count now is 1-1 strike. That would be strike two.
Blake, you're on it.
That would be a foul ball. And that'll be strike three for the first out of the bottom of the second inning. Batting now, we have Tanner Defoe.
Next up, Tanner Defoe.
And he hits a bunt, and he doesn't reach first. That will be 2 outs. Batting now, we have Jaron Frank.
Next up, number 6, Jaron Frank.
That'll be strike one. That'll be ball one. That'll be strike two. That'll be ball two. The count now is 2-2 strikes. And that'll be strike three for the second out. Sorry, third out, which will lead us to the top of the third inning after the short break. All right, everybody, welcome back to the top of the third half, or not half, inning. Batting now, we have Connor Martin for the Skyhawks. He hits a pitch right to the left field and reaches first. Batting now, we have Trace King.
Next up, number 3, Trace King.
That'll be strike one. That'll be ball one. That'll be strike two. And that'll be strike three for the first out of the top of the third inning. Batting now, we have Caden Kunz.
Get used to it, son. You in Jacksonville now.
That'll be ball one. We have a runner at first and one out. That'll be strike one. That'll be ball two, so the count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. That'll be strike two. And that'll be strike three for out two. Batting now, we have Sam Inget. That'll be ball one. That'll be ball two. I believe the ball hit the batter, so he takes his base. Batting now, we have Josh Coling. That'll be ball one. That'll be strike one. And a runner advances to third. So they have a runner at third and second. The count now is 1-1. He hits a ball straight to right field, and I guess he didn't catch it. So we now have a runner at first. And we had 2 runners advance home, I believe. So the score now is 8-1. Batting now, we have Eli Thompson. That would be strike 1. The ball hit the batter, so we had him take his base. We now have runners at first and second with 2 outs. Batting now, we have Michael Fagerland. That'll be ball 1. That'll be ball 2. That will be a foul ball. So the count now is 2 balls, 1 strike. That'll be ball 3. And that'll be ball 4. Our runner takes his base. Bases are loaded now. Batting now, we have Elliot Huntington. That'll be ball 1. That'll be ball 2. He hits that ball right to left field. We had 2 runners advance home, and we now have a runner at first and second. Score now is 10-1. Batting now, we have Isaac Herringer. That'll be strike 1. That'll be ball 1. Ball hit the batter, so we now have bases loaded. Batting now, we have Connor Martin. That'll be ball 1. That'll be ball 2. So the count now is 2-0. That'll be strike 1. He hits a ball to left field. They had 2 runners advance home. They now have runners at first and second. Score now is 12-1. Umpire calls time. All right, welcome back. Batting now, we have Trace King. Sorry. The score is 12-1. And they have runners at first and second. That will be ball 1. We had a runner advance to third and a runner advance to second. That'll be ball 2. That'll be strike one. They try to get a runner out on third, but he makes it back in time. That'll be strike two, so the count now is 2-2. He hits that ball right into left field. We had a runner advance home. There are runners at first and third. And batting now, we have Caden Guns. Score now is 13-1. That'll be strike one. That would be ball one. That'll be strike two, I believe. That'll be ball three. And that'll be ball four. Batting now is Sam Inget, and that'll be strike one. That'll be strike two. The count now is 0 balls, 2 strikes. The ball hit the batter, so he takes his base. The bases are loaded, and we had a runner reach home. The score now is 14-1. Batting now, we have Josh Calling. That'll be strike one. That'll be ball one. He hits that ball right to right field. They had 2 runners advance home, and they have a runner at second. Score now is 17-1. And batting now, we have Eli Thompson. He hits that ball right down to center field. They had a runner advance home. The score now is 18-1. And they're switching out their first base runner for a courtesy runner. Batting now, we have Michael Fagerlund. That would be ball one. We had a runner advance to second. That would be a foul ball. The count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. He hits another foul ball. Sorry. So the count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes. He hits that ball right to left field. And we had a runner advance home and a runner at second. The score now is 19-1. Batting now, we have Elliot Huntington. That'll be strike 1. That'll be ball 1. The count now is 1 ball, 1. Sorry, the count now is 1 ball, 2 strikes. That'll be ball 2. That'll be ball 3. Full count. And that'll be ball 4. Runner takes his base. Batting now, we have I want to say Ethan Gerving. Welcome back after that short break. Batting now, we have Ethan Groving. That would be ball 1. We have runners at first and second, and 2 outs. That would be ball 2. That'll be strike 1. The count's 2 balls, 1 strike. That'll be ball 3.
The outside corner, man.
And that'll be ball 4. Batting now, we have Connor Martin. That'll be ball 1. That'll be a foul ball. The count now is 1 ball, 1 strike. We have runners at first and second. Sorry, bases are loaded. That'll be ball 2. The count is 2 balls, 1 strike. That'll be strike 2. That'll be a foul ball. The count's 2 balls, 2 strikes. That'll be a foul ball. They try to catch it, but it just slips out of their glove. The count is still 2 balls, 2 strikes. There'll be another foul ball. That'll be ball 3, full count. He hits that ball right down into the left field. We have runners at first, second, and third, and we had a runner advance home. Score now is 20-1. Batting now is Trace King. That'll be ball 1. That'll be ball 2. That'll be ball 3. And that'll be ball 4. Runner takes his base. The bases are loaded, and we had a runner reach home. The score now is 21-1. The Nighthawks called time, so we'll be back after this short little break. Welcome back after that short break. Batting now, we have Caden Kunz. We have runners at first, second, and third, and 2 outs. That'll be strike 1. That'll be ball 1. That'll be strike 2. That'd be a foul ball. And that's strike 3. So that's 3 outs. Score is 21-1. The Nighthawks are down by 20 points, which will lead us into the bottom of the 3rd inning after this short break. Batting now at the bottom of the 3rd inning, we have Cody Carver for the Hettinger Scranton Nighthawks. That'll be ball 1. That'll be ball 2. He hits that ball right to left field. And he makes it to first. Batting now, we have Ty Wilson. He hits that ball to left field, and they struggle to catch it. He advanced to second, so we now have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Batting now, we have Malachi Dills. He hits that ball down the middle. And he safely makes it to first base. We had a runner reach home. So the score now is 21-2. Batting now, we have Joey Perkins with runners at 1st and 3rd. That would be ball 1. That'll be strike one. He hits that ball way over to right field, and that's a foul ball. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. He hits that ball down the middle of the field. We had a runner advance home, and we have runners at first and second. So the score now is 21-3. Batting now, we have Alex Burr. We currently have 0 outs. That'll be ball 1. He hits that ball right down the middle of the field. And the bases are loaded. Batting now, we have Hayden Erickson. That'll be ball 1. That'll be strike 1. That'll be ball 2. That'll be strike 2. He hits a foul ball. He hits a ball to left field. We had a runner advance home, and the bases are loaded. The score now is 21-4. Batting now, we have Blake Pierce. He hits that right down, and they catch it. Bases are still loaded. We have 1 out. Batting now, we have Tanner Defoe. That'll be strike 1. There'll be a foul ball. The count now is 0 balls, 2 strikes. ball 1. That'll be ball 2. That'll be ball 3, so full count. He hits that ball, and it's out of play. That'll be a foul ball. And that'll be strike 3. That's 2 outs. Batting now, we have Jaron Frank. Sorry. That'll be strike 1. That'll be ball 1. That'll be strike 2. That'll be a foul ball. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the bases are loaded. They catch that ball, and that'll be 3 outs, which will lead us into the top. Oh, I guess that's the end of the game. The score ended with 21-4. The Nighthawks lost. Make sure to subscribe to the Headingley Public Schools stream.